The primal instinct to provide. Some have it in them. The drive to adventure in the great outdoors and bring home sustenance for their family. That is what drives me every year. This is not about trophies or big bucks. This is about the quest for food from the great outdoors. So much about deer hunting happens long before opening day. I put some serious string time in with my bow to improve myself as an archer. I also took what I learned from observing the deer during turkey season and from what I've seen on my Ultra Pro X trail cameras to move some tree stands and put up a ground blind. Line is brushed in. Not bad. I say so myself. Got a couple shooting lanes here. We are ready to go. Kirby Brothers Outdoors is sponsored by Grizzly Coolers, Easy Cut Products, Ultra Pro X Adventure Cameras, Recon Rings, and these other fine sponsors. There's something about opening morning. The smell of coffee brewing, washing the sleep from your eyes, and gearing up, ready to embark on a new deer season. Archery doe, opening day, New York State. That is what I'm talking about. Eric saw some does walking my way. They walked out into these power lines nearby. Then they swooped back. And this doe came in close. She was a lot closer than I thought they'd come in. And she was, I don't know, 10, 11 yards, if that. Put the sight on her. I had to get up from my stool a little bit just because of the angle of the blind. I drilled her. It's a little more back than I want. I'm going to sit tight for a little bit and let her expire. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Love this stuff, man. I love it. Let's see if I can find the arrow. She was close. There's my blind. Blind right over there. Alright, after finding my arrow, I decided to back out and give her a few hours. I just wasn't really confident with that shot. I think the exit might be decent. I decided to just do the right thing and back out. When in doubt, back out. It's just stressful whenever you leave a deer live, for even if it's just for a few hours. It drives you nuts. I mean, a million things can happen. I mean, so I can't wait to get back out there and on a solid blood trail and hopefully recover that deer. On the blood trail? Let's see if we can find her. Yeah. I think this is what we're looking for. Doe down. You know something, when I found that doe, I was in such a hurry to get her out of there and do my interview that I forgot to check the focus on my camera. And guess what? Way out of focus. It's a rookie mistake, but it's the kind of things that can happen when self-filming. Opening day, New York. Nice sized doe. Make this quick because it's getting warm. She only ran about, I don't know, 50 yards or so away from the blind. So she didn't go that far. The exit wound's perfect. Right where I'd want it to be. Just the front was a little back. That was what made me worried. Happy to find her, but I'm gonna get her gutted, get her tagged up. With the temperatures rising and over 200-yard drag,
It sure felt good to have her tagged up and loaded in the truck. A few days before opening day, I held out all my Black Eagle arrows to my daughter Savannah, and I let her pick the one I was going to nock on opening day. I guess she picked the right one. From all the Ultra Pro X trail cam pictures we were getting, I knew we had some nice bucks on this property. But with it only being our second season there, we're still trying to get it figured out.
Heading out to the property now. I just got a sweet little Facebook message. K.B.O.'s Dave Watkins just put a slammer down on video, so that's pretty sweet. That's kind of motivating. So I'm going in. It's like 8 in the morning. I'm going to go in, sit till like 4-ish or so. Because the last time I went in the woods, it was about 2:30. I was walking in real quiet. And right when I was about to get close to my stand, I busted the big shooter buck we have. He ran off, and he was there just chilling at like 2 o'clock. So I'm going to get in there now and then sit, and hopefully I can catch him coming in. Just pulling up to the property for this midday sit. And down I see a deer crossing right in front of it. It's a decent doe. But every deer sighting is a lesson learned, so hopefully there's one more piece of the puzzle of what their pattern is here.
I'm in the pine tree stand here, overlooking this corridor that they travel back and forth. This is the same spot I saw the shooter buck on the way out the other day. Then I just put a mock scrape down with some antler ice buck lure on there. Near it I got a wick with don't eat from antler ice, so hopefully that piques their senses. Maybe we'll get them to come in, but it's been pretty slow.
So here I am, sitting in the pine tree stand, being annoyed by squirrels piling up pine cones all around me, and all of a sudden I look up and I see a big-bodied deer moving. And then I see the rack. I grab my grunt tube, throw a couple grunts in his direction, and he immediately pull a U-turn, and he's coming right at me. You know, one of the most challenging parts of self-filming is knowing when to move the camera and then also get yourself set up for the shot. This buck hung up around 40 yards on the other side of this thick brush. When he finally did start making it my way, by the time I got my bow in hand and ready to go, he was already out of my life forever.
Alright, that was interesting. I sat for a while, did some rattling and stuff, and I looked behind me, and here comes a 4-point. He followed that scent trail I laid down with the antler ice. I did the drag rag, and he followed that scent trail, and I hung up the drag rag by the Ultra Pro X trail camera I have sitting right there, and I hung it up there before getting in the stand, and he just sat at that trail camera sniffing that thing for the longest, and then he kind of went on his way.
On the afternoon of opening day of gun season, I was invited out to go hunting with my friend Steve Barber at one of his spots.
The deer already moving. I spotted a doe over here when I came in. I just saw another deer move through. I couldn't see that though. This is my buddy Steve Barber's spot. He's invited me out to hunt today. Opening day of gun season. Let's try to make it happen.
Now sitting there, the rain was starting to come down. I look over my shoulder, and here comes a buck. Now at first I was looking at this buck and I was like, I don't think I'm going to shoot him. But he turned and looked at me, and all of a sudden my heart started to beat. As soon as that deer started to get my heart beating, I was like, you know what? He's going on the hit list. I I could sit here all day and make up excuses on what happened. I could blame it on the wetness or the rain or the fact that I was using iron sights, but I won't do that. I pride myself on proper firearm training, and whatever happened, it was 100% my fault. And you know what? Maybe it's time for glasses too.
Oh, I just missed.
Rewinding back to summer, I watched countless deer work the woodline behind my office while video editing. So here I am in my office doing some editing after a morning hunt, and I look out the back window, and there they are, a group of doe working through. So I hand my camera off to my wife, grab my bow, and I get ready. I don't know what happened. This has been my worst fear as a hunter, is to make a bad shot. And I knew as soon as I let that arrow fly, it was heading in the wrong direction. And to top it all off, it was starting to rain, and I knew I had to let her lay overnight.
Alright, got the arrow. Let's see if we can find her.
Right about now, I'm starting to lose hope. I'm over 300 yards away from where I shot this doe, and I haven't found a single drop of blood. And I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I got my head down, and all of a sudden I just look at my boots, and guess what? I'm standing in a pool of blood.
Alright, we got blood, finally. She tells me bedded here, and she bedded over there. Blood. We got blood here. She's down, she's down. Yeah, boy, we got it. We got her. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
I'm so thankful we found her. It was just one of the worst shots a hunter could make. I mean, the minute the arrow hit, I knew it was bad. I was just devastated and speechless. And the fact that I entered the woods this morning after letting her rest for at least 17 hours, I wasn't finding any blood. I must have circled these woods 2 or 3 times, and I decided to give this spot a try. I just so happened to look down, and I saw blood right by my boot. That was, oh man, now we're on, but it was good red blood. So I walked this little row here by these cattails, and I saw another little bedding spot of blood. I think she kept bedding in here. Then I look up here, and I thought I saw white, and I was right. We'll get her gutted, tagged, and get her home in the freezer. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for helping me find this deer.
I was persistent and refused to give up on this deer. My penance was a 502-yard drag through a swampy creek, over down timber and thick brush. But you have to do what you have to do to get that deer home. The deer hunting really slowed down from that point on, and around late muzzleloader season, I got an invite to go hunting with my new friend John Lawrence and my good buddy Tim Andrus, and I wasn't going to turn that opportunity down.
There's just deer tracks everywhere, and I'm hoping we see some deer tonight. I mean, I'm in a honey hole of deer tracks just everywhere, so I'm gonna have to keep my head on the swivel. Tim and John are out here hunting as well, so hopefully we see some deer. Wish us luck.
30 minutes in, I'm seeing more deer than I've seen all season. And every time I get set up out one window, deer show up out another. And here it is, I look out the front, and here come 3 does.
Meh.
That didn't sound right. I'm gonna have to review the footage, but I shot, she ran up that hill, but it almost sounded like a misfire. I mean, it was just weird.
After I shot, the one I shot at ran straight up. Well, on the ground, no blood, no deer. Sucks to be me. It's probably Tim's fault. That guy's fault, right there.
The good news is a clean miss, and the deer was not wounded in the misfire. Well, what could I say? I packed away 2 nice does this season into the freezer, but with the mistakes and mishaps that happened, it really took its toll on me. On the last day of the season, my father and I decided to walk the property and get a fresh game plan for next year. And when that time comes, we'll be ready. Be sure to check out CurryBrothersOutdoors.com, like our Facebook page, and follow us all on Instagram and Twitter.